In today's video, I'm going to be discussing 2.8 and the major reason why Social Security is unsustainable. I have all the details and exactly what you need to know right here in the video. Let's get into it and talk through all the details. First off, thank you so much for liking and sharing this video with those buttons right down below. I really do appreciate it. Also, if you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, welcome. Thanks so much for watching. Will you please make sure to subscribe to the channel with the subscribe button right down below? Thank you so much. I really do appreciate your support. Thanks for being part of the community. I'm here for you every single day, no matter what, bringing you the updates and helping you out in any way that I possibly can. Again, thank you so much for watching. Let's talk about 2.8 and why this number is so incredibly important when it comes down to Social Security. And in my opinion, and I think the opinions of a lot of people, if we simply look at the math and all the numbers here, this is making Social Security, unfortunately, very unsustainable, okay? Now, I want to make this very clear. Social Security is not going anywhere anytime soon, okay? So just don't worry about that. I'm not saying that your benefits are going away. I'm not saying that your checks are going to be taken away. I'm not saying that the program is ending or going away. I'm not saying any of that, okay? The program will be around for a very long time. However, over long periods of time, this program has one commonality. What is it? What is the main premise behind all of the discussions that we hear about Social Security? Insolvency. We're running out of money. We're broke. The trust fund is running dry. Because it is, right? This is a major problem. But why? Is it because the people that are managing it don't know what they're doing and managing money really bad? Well, that's one problem. But the next problem is we need to look at labor participation rate and how many workers per beneficiary. This is a very important metric as well. We might think, what does that have to do with beneficiaries and Social Security as a whole? Where does Social Security get all of its money, okay? Social Security gets its money from Social Security payroll taxes. That's where the bulk of its money comes from, okay? Social Security brings in about $1.3 trillion a year as of the most recent reports here. That's a good income, right? Think of it. Social Security is just like all of us, right? It's the same old thing. They have income, they have expenses, and they have money coming in, they have money going out. Well, their main source of income is Social Security payroll taxes. Literally, that's it on workers, okay? That's where they get the bulk of their income. Of the about $1.3 trillion of total income they bring in a year. It's not a bad income, right? I think all of us would be very happy with a $1.3 trillion annual income. Not bad, right? We'd be very happy. But here's what I want to share with you. Get this. As of right now, there are 2.8 workers for every one beneficiary. That's it. 2.8 workers. So think of it this way. Next time you go to the store, you go to the grocery store, you go to your local Walmart, I don't know, you go to the gas station, wherever you go, it doesn't really matter. Find 3 workers that are working there, okay? And that's it. Those 3 people are working and supporting one beneficiary, okay? Now get this. That's not sustainable, by the way. I'll elaborate on more of that in just a second. But back in the 50s, get this. So in the 50s, what was that? 74 years ago, which by the way, I'm making this video in 2024 right now. So what is that? 74 years ago, in the 50s, there were 16 workers for every one beneficiary. That's sustainable. In other words, those 16 workers in the 50s were paying in through Social Security payroll taxes every single week, every single month, whatever. That money was going into the trust fund, and it was supporting one beneficiary of Social Security. That's sustainable. But now, that number continues to get less and less for a variety of reasons. Number one, there's less people working. Number two, there's more beneficiaries, right? So with these continuously happen, and by the way, I've said this before in other videos, and I continue to find that this is a very interesting statistic. 11,000 people are becoming eligible for Social Security every single day. Not week, not month, not year, every day. Every 24 hours, 11,000 new people are becoming eligible for Social Security. That's nuts. In my opinion, that seems like a nuts number. And this will continue for the next 3 years. Well, technically the next 2.5 years. This will continue. 11,000 people a day through 2027. That's crazy right there, right? But anyway, my point is, there's a lot more beneficiaries right now, as you can see from these numbers, right? There's over 70 million people that get Social Security benefits right now. In fact, it's about 72 million. So it's more beneficiaries right now, and then less people in the workforce working and paying in through Social Security payroll taxes. As a result, we have a completely 100% unsustainable formula. It just doesn't work. I'm sorry. 2.8 workers do not pay in nearly enough in Social Security payroll taxes to support one beneficiary. There's not a chance, right? The average Social Security retirement beneficiary right now gets a little over $1,900 a month. The average disability beneficiary right now gets a little over $1,500 a month. There's no way that 2.8 workers, let's just call it 3 workers just to be fair here, okay? It's 2 people plus like a third minus an arm and like minus a foot, right? You get my point. Obviously, that's not really a thing, but let's just round it to 3 for easy, right? For easy purposes here, right? We don't want to chop the third person up, right? But 3 people, there's no way that 3 people are paying enough in through Social Security payroll taxes in the course of 1 month to support those numbers. It's just not realistic, right? So this is why Social Security has so many financial issues, is because we have a major problem here. A lot more people drawing on benefits, and that's fine. That is not the problem. The program is set up in such a way that, hey, if you play the game all your life, in other words, you pay in through Social Security payroll taxes, guess what you get to do? You get to cash out at some point, further on in your life, you get to cash out. That's fine. That's the game, right? That's the rules of the game. You played the game, you played by the rules, you get to cash out now. Awesome. We all love the cash out, right? But this is the other part, is that the people paying in, the workers, are becoming less and less. They're becoming scarce, right? So the less workers that we have, the less sustainable that this program becomes, right? Now, this is where we continue to hear a bunch of the proposals that are out there, all of these different things. Sometimes they say, let's raise the full retirement age. And then we have other people saying, well, let's raise taxes, right? They want to raise taxes on everybody, all the workers across the entire country. They want to raise taxes on everybody. That's one iteration. Another iteration is, let's raise taxes on higher income people. Now, here's the thing. They can raise taxes on higher income people all they want. The problem is, the higher income people they're talking about are like the top 3 to 5% of our population, okay? So they can raise taxes there, but if they do, they're not really tapping into a whole lot of money, because they're only focusing on a very small percentage of the population, 3 to 5%. That's it. That's all the population that encompasses the higher income people. So fine, raise taxes on them. You're not going to get much money, right? That's not the strategy. That's not the play, because there's just not that much money to have, because there's not that many people to tap into. Does that kind of make sense? So again, this is the problem with the program here, and why I continue to say it's a great program. Don't get me wrong. Social Security has been helping out people for years, decades. In fact, as I film this video, Social Security has been around for almost 90 years. In fact, it'll be 89 years here very, very soon. So my point is, this program's been around a very long time, nearly 90 years. It's been influential in a massive way for a lot of people, and there's a ton of beneficiaries that rely on these monthly checks. It's great. It's a good program. I'm not sitting here saying it's bad. I'm simply saying the finances and the way that this program was set up in the first place is literally, it was set up to fail years ago. Okay, I'm not saying it's like, it's this botched program. I'm not saying that. I'm simply saying they should have had a better plan from the very start. So here we are, back and forth every 20, 25, 30, 35 years, something like this. We got to come back and figure out another plan because they're running out of money again. Well, here's the thing. Unless they come forward with a big plan to change the program in a major way, we will continue to have financial issues with Social Security forever. It's not going away. Forever, this program will have financial issues, and they will continuously run out of money. Why? Well, there's going to be more and more people drawing on the program, and there's going to be less and less people working. How do I know that? Look at history. History continues to repeat itself. We know this. History leaves clues, and history repeats itself over long periods of time. We know this. It's not like some big shock, right? So anyway, if I had to look forward into the future and say, is the labor participation rate going to go up or down in the future? I'm going to say 100% it's going down. Why? Less people are working, right? Less and less people are working all the time. That number's going to get bigger as we move into the future. We're not just going to all of a sudden have a boom that says, wow, everybody decided to go out and get a job. Sorry, no, everybody's going to look at it and say, why am I doing this job? Forget this, I'm out of here. I want to get out of here and leave this job, right? I want to go enjoy my life. So anyway, we're going to see more and more of that. So anyway, I want to bring you these details. I find these numbers to be pretty fascinating to see that. Like, wow, in that amount of time, we went 16 workers per beneficiary down to 2.8. Wow, it's going to oscillate around this area for a while now, but eventually it will continue to tick lower and lower and lower. That number's not going back up, right? I know some people think, oh, it's going to go back up. No, it's not. There's no way. That number is not going back up unless we have a major change in mindset and a major change in the economy. That's not happening anytime soon in this region anyway. Make sense? Anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that for now. Please subscribe down below, like the video, give it a big old thumbs up down below as well. Thank you so much. Share the video. There's a share button down below with your friends on social media so you can see the different details about Social Security. Again, I said this, subscribe, make sure to do that. Check out some of the videos here on the channel, including the thousands in the video library, the ones I've hand selected for you down below in the description at the top of the comment section. And right now, pop on up on your screen, you'll see some videos there as well. Enjoy one of those, and I'll see you again in just a second in the